This channel is not monetized, therefore it does not collect data on its viewers. That being said, this is an adult channel. Okay, here guys is the puddle jumper from Stargate Atlantis. And as you can see, it's approximately 3.25 inches long, maybe 3.5 if you want to measure from the top here. Let's go over to millimeters, or centimeters, I'm sorry. It's supposed to be 10 centimeters, and I guess it is if you count from here to there. So, I thought I'd show you how good it turned out. Now, as you can see, there are holes, and there are some strings here. I did print this with a what they call a raft. As you can see, there's some holes there, some strings here, which I can clean this stuff up. There's some stringing there, and then up in here there's some strings. That almost looks like Roddy McKay's been working on that. And then in there you can see a string. And I'll take a flashlight and shine in there. Check it out. Can you see that there's seats in there? There's seats and grab handles. Is that fascinating or what? Look at the dash. So, the reason that I think this would have printed better is because I actually had to downsize to fit onto my printing plate. The printing plate is 220 centimeters, which would be, this is 200 centimeters right here. So let's just even it off at 20 centimeters, which would be 200 millimeters. That was the original size of my plate, but this model, actually the file was 287, which would have went over my printer plate. And this is a test. This is only a test. So I am not really worried about it too much because it's much smaller than it was supposed to be. And here's one of the engines. Now, since it's such a small model, I still think it did pretty good. I purposely didn't clean this up. My spouse, she almost started cleaning it up for me, but I said, no, I want to show everybody what it's like beforehand, before it's all cleaned up and put together. The reason I got this file is because I've always wanted one of these. And you tell me, is it because the file was too small, or I downsized it too much, or because I think maybe the tips were a little bit too hot? It was said 200 degrees on the code. Maybe I should have lowered it to 190, 195. That's the bottom of it. It came out really good, I think, for what it is. So to put it together, we have the bottom, we have the top, then we have the two side engines, which these engines, if you're not familiar with Stargate Atlantis, these engines would fold in to go through the Stargate. This vehicle is designed to go through the Stargate. It was designed by the ancients. So these are for flight, and then they fold in to go through the Stargate. So this is the bottom, That gets glued on there. Now see, I set this up earlier, no problem, and now it wants to mess with me. Try it without the top on there. Okay, fine, be that way. Of course, when I clean these up and glue them, it'll be a lot better. We'll just do this side. But it lines up really good, really accurate. Better than some model kits that I've seen. So that's what it's going to look like when it's all put together. And I'll clean it up and then I'll glue it. And I'm thinking I'm going to make a black wash and paint it with the black wash and then be done with it. Because, I mean, it is what it is. But I thought it turned out good for my first file that I downloaded. The test print dog turned out really smooth and nice. So, I mean, I know there's some tweaking. I got a background in plastics, and I know you have to tweak settings sometimes. So tell me what you think. So I've set the 3D printer up here. Mine actually was missing a part. This spool holder. So I went outside to the garage and got a handle to my grinder. That's the handle to my grinder, and bolted it on there, and it works great. But I did not like how the line fed down here and kind of went in almost at a bind or right angle. So I just set my spool on this Lazy Susan type thing, and that works great. In fact, I could pull it out a little bit, and it feeds right in there with no binding and no resistance, and it works great. So I know I could print a spool holder, but then I'd have to print the guide. I just like it like this. I mean, I'm not going to use the filament up on stuff that I can maybe rig up better. So anyway, I'll probably find a better Lazy Susan type thing for this, but other than that, the printer has been printing great. I emailed the company about that missing part, and they want me to send pictures and photographs and all and stuff. So I guess I will, just to get the part in case I want it. Another quick comment is that the slicer, there's actually a slicer that came with this machine on the SD card, and I actually like it better than the Cura program that I downloaded. The one that the in-house one I've heard is actually an earlier version of Cura anyway, and some guys actually like the one on the SD card better, and I do as a beginner, because this is what I'm going to use to glue the model together. It's simpler and easier to use. Cura, from what I gather, has got too many bells and whistles these days. Became kind of complex and bloated, maybe. I don't know. I can't say. I'm just going by what other guys have said. So anyway, I'm just going to use the Creality in-house on the card slicer for now, and it's been working great. So tell me what you think. We'll see you next video.